So the drawing is now done and we are ready to create the form of our lantern. So what we are going to have to do is a lot of folding. And then once we're done folding, we are going to end up cutting some of those creases that we made when we were folding. And at the end, your lantern is actually going to look something like this. I don't know if you can see it from the view, but it's really cool. The first step is to flip our paper over. So this is the back side of our paper right now. We are just going to fold it hot dog style, okay? Now you do want to make these creases, you want to press them down really hard so that they're like tight creases, but you want to also be careful not to smudge your drawing too much because it is pastel, it will smudge. So here we have our hot dog style fold. The next step is to bring a little bit of the edge of your paper up, maybe just like 1 inch, like that. And you're gonna do it to the other side as well. So it's kind of like how you make a paper airplane when you just, with this little tab, you fold it up. So you wanna make sure that you are folding this one up the same length that you did the other one. So you wanna make sure that, like, you don't wanna fold it like this because that's not even. You wanna make sure that this crease right here lines up really well with the other one that you made. All right, now we're gonna make that crease really tight by pressing down on it hard. All right, so now you have a shape that looks like this. Okay. Keeping it together, all folded down, you are going to fold it over, bringing the right side to the left or the left side to the right. Either way, doesn't matter. Again, making that crease really tight by pressing down on it. So now you have like a little rectangle shape. We're gonna fold this again. So it's kind of look like a square now. And it's gonna get harder to fold as you keep making those folds because the paper's just getting thicker. So don't slack on the creasing still. Put your muscle into it. All right, you have the square. Now we're gonna fold it one more time. This is gonna be kind of the hard fold. The paper's not gonna want to fold very well, but make that paper your boss, or make yourself the boss of the paper. Duh. Okay, that did not make sense at all. All right, so now you have this rectangle, right? It's all folded up. We've made the creases really, really tight so that when we unfold it, we're still gonna be able to see where it was folded, okay? So now I can unfold it like this. You're gonna unfold it so that it is back in this long rectangle, and then you're gonna lift the tabs up. So when we get to cutting, we are gonna cut along the folds or creases that we made in here in the middle, but we are not going to cut this tab, all right? That is what is going to keep the lantern together. If we cut through that tab, our lantern would just turn into like a ton of sheets of paper and it just wouldn't be anything. It would just be strips of paper. So you're back at this paper airplane stage, and keeping those folds up like you see right here, you are going to cut along the creases that you made, okay? If you don't see the creases very well, go back, fold it again, and press down on those creases really hard so that you can see them now. when you're doing this, you want to make sure that you are cutting right up to where this little flab starts. The lantern won't work if you only cut like that much of it. You have to really make sure that you are going all the way up to where the little tab starts, but not crossing that line that shows where the tab starts and ends, okay? Make sure while you're cutting that the other tab didn't accidentally fold down on the other side. If it did, if you accidentally did cut the tab, it should be fine. You can just tape it afterwards. Just make sure that the tab's up for the rest of the cutting. All right, so it looks like I've cut all my little creases that we made. I'm gonna look at it really well, make sure that I cut all the way up into where that tab starts. And that crease is, I think I'm okay. I might be able to cut this one a little bit more so that it's really even. All right, so here's the really cool part. You wanna make sure that, you know, you still have your creases really creased. And now we can see how it is going to form a lantern. Voila! It's like kind of like a little accordion or something. All right, so it's here now. The next step, if you haven't put streamers on, I would go ahead and put the streamers on to one of the bottom tabs, and then we will make it into a circle. So for the streamers, let's see, you are going to choose 4 streamers. I'm gonna go with a yellow, a red, a gold. I'll do 2 golds. Gold's fun. And use a little bit of glue and some tape. So look at your drawing. It doesn't really matter for mine, but if your drawing does have like a top and bottom, it's not like an abstract work like mine is, you're going to want to make sure that the bottom of the drawing is the tab that you are adding these streamers to. So kind of place them out to figure out where you want to put them. You don't want to put them all in one spot because then it won't look right once it's the lantern's like in the circular form that we're going to make it. So make sure to space them out evenly. Now the tape, it's not that great. It's kind of like some of the stuff is falling off. So what we're going to do is actually put a little bit of glue down first. Put that streamer on, and then we're going to tape on top of it. So we're like double proofing it with glue and tape. Now when you get tape, you only need maybe like an inch, okay? The more tape isn't gonna help it stick more, and we don't have any more tape. What you have is what you get, so there we go. All right, this one. Putting a little bit of glue down on the construction paper, grabbing my little tiny piece of tape, pressing that streamer down onto the glue, getting it where I want it, and then putting that extra little seal, the tape on top. And you do want to make sure that you're only attaching the streamers to this bottom tab. You don't want to like attach it up here where we made those cuts. Yay. So you do still have to be gentle with it because the glue isn't dry yet, but I mean, you have the tape on there, so it should hold it up somewhat. I don't really like how that streamer is like way longer than all the other ones, so I'm gonna just chop this little guy off. Sorry streamer. You can do that too if you want. You can also, if you want it to look like you have more streamers, you could like cut them like this if you wanted. Don't cut them up until like where you put the glue on them and stuff, but make it look like you have more streamers hanging off of your lantern. Gotta be gentle when you do this. You don't want to pull your streamer off. All right. So let's see. I'm gonna kind of just roll it up to see where I want to connect. So you gotta decide whether you want like the left side of your drawing to be on the outside, or if you want the other side to be on the outside, whichever corner of the drawing you like better. I kind of like this one better because it has that yellow right there. So all right, so this side of my paper is going to be on the outside. That means that I need to put some glue down right here because this is going to go on top. All right. And again, only putting the glue on the tabs. We're doing on the bottom tab and top tab. I'm actually going to put the glue on the back of the drawing. That way the pastel doesn't get all the way like up in the glue stick and stuff. I don't know if it would stick as well. So I have my glue on the tabs where they are going to connect. I'm going to pull them together. Just hold them for a second. Let them kind of set in. Once you feel like you can let go without them like coming apart, you can go ahead and let go of it. Grab some tape. Again, only grabbing like an inch. With this inch, you can come to the top of those two pieces and wrap it around like that. And then at the bottom, you're putting this tape where the two pieces of paper connect in the front, and then you're going to bring it around. Make sure it's secure on the inside as well. So here we are. We have our little lantern. Cute. So the last step is to add a handle so that you can actually hang the lantern up. You are going to choose between like what color paper you want to use for this. This is what these paper strips are for. I'm gonna go with, I'll go with red. And when you attach these, you're gonna use the same method of the glue and then the tape, but you don't want to attach it to the outside because you'll be able to see like the tape and everything. So to keep it looking nice and clean, we're gonna attach the handle to the inside. Okay, so you can kind of just put the handle where you think that you want it so you can get an idea where it is going to be. Okay, you want to make sure that you don't put the handle like just on one side of it like that. You want to make sure that it's on the other side of the lantern, like directly across from it. Okay. So I'll put a little bit of glue down on the corner of my handle. I'll go ahead and put the glue on the other side too. That way I can just put it all in place at once. I'm gonna press down, make sure that it's really stuck onto that paper before I turn the handle around and attach it to the other side. All right, once you feel like you can let go of it without it like flying off the paper, you can grab that tape, a little inch. You might need more than an inch actually for the handles because they're kind of like the same length as an inch. So maybe like 1.5 inches that way. You can just put it across. You probably couldn't see when I did that. Alright, I'm going to do the other side as well. Press them down nicely. And ta-da!